Well, let's just get this shit over with. Welcome to another review. This time, definitely more of a rant. Because this movie is a giant flaming piece of Wolverine shit. And that film is X-Men Origins Wolverine, which also gets the dubious honor of being one of the dumbest titles for an X-Men movie ever. X-Men Origins War. Seriously, Fox? Yeah, we don't know that it's an X-Men film because Wolverine is in it. Why didn't you just call it Wolverine? Nobody would be complaining. Nobody would be. There's nobody on this earth that's like, duh, I don't know what this movie is. I don't know where this film came from. I don't know what franchise this movie with the Wolverine is from. Nobody on this earth is even asking that question. So why the hell did they do that? They just thought if we don't have X-Men in the title, people won't know it's an X-Men movie. No wonder this movie sucked. The title alone was an omen. It was released on May 1st of 2009. Yeah, happy birthday to me. Day before my birthday, this shit comes out. I remember being actually excited to see this because I'm a big fan of Wolverine. And it was a new X-Men film, and I wanted to give the X-Men franchise another chance after the disappointing Last Stand, and I went and saw it with my dad in the theater, and it was a disappointing mess. It was boring, it was lame. It fucked up Deadpool, turned him into Barakapool, sewed his mouth shut, pissed me off, and I remember just being so annoyed and irritated and saddened and distressed and disappointed after I walked out of the theater, and my dad was all like, it wasn't that bad. Like, what? Wasn't that bad? Are you what? You're oblivious. Come on, man. It's not that bad. Look what's right in front of you. But that's just my personal opinion. And if you enjoy this film, cool, to each their own. I have no problem with that. No skin off my back if you like the movie, but oh God, I hate this film. This is easily the worst film in the X-Men franchise. I'm surprised we even got any more Wolverine movies after this. Especially Deadpool. So anyway, it's directed by Gavin Hood, who honestly has all the directing talent of a hood ornament in this film. Oh, scratch that. A hood ornament would actually probably do a better job directing this film than Gavin Hood did. Features a script by David Benioff and Skip Woods. Yeah, let's get the guy who wrote the shitty Hitman film to work on Wolverine prequel spin-off movie. Yeah, great choice. Good idea. It was a bright idea, Fox. Stars Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth, Wolverine's brother for some stupid reason. What? Sabretooth is not his brother. Where the fuck did this shit come from? Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Weapon 11. I'm not calling it Deadpool because that's not Deadpool. That is not Deadpool. I don't care what Stryker says. It's not Deadpool. It's Barakapool. Danny Huston as Stryker. Domini Monaghan as one of the guys, the group for this group of mercenaries that Wolverine is a part of. He's like a guy who can just, I guess, turn on lights and power things electrically. His power is honestly pretty useless. Oh, we can turn on the lights. Wow. Good for you. will.i.am is in this for some fucking reason. As a guy who can teleport. Lynn Collins, I think she's there as, I believe that's the actress who plays Hugh Jackman's love interest, who I swear to God she should rename herself NyQuil. Because she'll put you to sleep with her bland, completely disinterested acting. Kevin Durand is also in this as well. You have Taylor Kitsch, who plays Gambit. It's bad enough that they fuck up Deadpool. They also fuck up Gambit. Like, oh, we're waiting for Gambit to be in the movie, and then it's this fucking guy who can't act and doesn't even, and has an accent, but then doesn't, and then doesn't do shit. It's just a glorified cameo role, and oh god, that was bad too. And Daniel Henney, and also I completely forgot who he played. I don't give a shit. Features music by Harry Gregson Williams, which I don't remember a single note. I don't remember a single note from the film. It was all generic and all in one ear, out the other, completely forgettable. Cinematography by Donald McAlpine, nothing to it. Edited by Nicholas D. Toff and Megan Gill, 2 editors, and they fucked up. They both fucked up. The editing in this is janky. It's fucking awful. I don't know what is going on with some of the editing in some of this movie, and some of the scenes in this film. And honestly, it hurts the action sequences, what little bit there is in the movie. The movie costs about $150 million, but it doesn't really look like it on the screen. Honestly, really, because most of it's CGI, and when you have a practical effect, the only time it really looks like wow is when the barn gets blown up, because they actually blew up the barn. But other than that, there's some really awful looking CGI that looks worse than any of the CGI I saw in X-Men in 2000 or in X-Men 2, X-Men United. And it's just mind blowing how bad the CGI is in this, especially on Wolverine's claws. And that scene in the bathroom. They didn't even look like they were even there. They were completely just CGI, and it looked awful. It was shitty. So the development of this film was a mess from the beginning. So the movie was, as I said earlier, it was in production around the same time as X-Men The Last Stand. David Benioff, who was a comic book fan, he pursued the project for almost 3 years before he was hired to write the script in October of 2004. In preparing to write the script, he reread Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X story, as well as Chris Claremont and Frank Miller's 1982 limited series on the character. Excuse me, this movie gives me indigestion, so just made me want to sort of let some gas out, so to speak. That's what this movie is. It's the gas out of Wolverine's ass. Anyway, so he read these storylines, including the Chris Claremont and Frank Miller's limited series on the character, his favorite storyline, which is one of my favorites too. I think that's the one where Wolverine is like, come on, come here, on the cover. And also serving as inspiration was the 2001 limited series Origin, which reveals Wolverine's life before Weapon X. I never cared for the Origin comic, and I didn't really like it in this movie either. I'm just not a big fan of Origin. I never really liked Wolverine Origin. Which features, reveals Wolverine's life before Weapon X. Jackman collaborated on the script, which he wanted to be more of a character piece compared to the previous X-Men films. Skip Woods, who had written the god-awful disaster piece of shit video game movie for Hitman for Fox, was later hired to revise and rewrite Benioff's script. Benioff had aimed for a darker and a bit more brutal story, writing with an R rating in mind. Kind of like another Wolverine movie that came out this year. Like Logan? Like Logan? And although he acknowledged the film's final tone would rest with the producers and the director, which is a huge problem. So, the writer wanted a darker film. He wanted to have it violent and actually stay true to Wolverine's character and his nature. He wanted to have it based on the Chris Claremont and Frank Miller storyline, which would have been really awesome. And he incorporated some elements from Origin, which I could take or leave it, but I could deal with it, and the Weapon X story by Barry Windsor Smith. But it all went downhill. It all went down the fucking drain because 20th Century Fuckface got involved and fucked everything up. Deadpool had also been developed for his own film by Ryan Reynolds and David S. Goyer at New Line Cinema in 2003. But the project fell apart as they focused on Blade Trinity and an aborted spin-off. Yeah, big mistake right there. New Line. But hey, their mistake was our gain because we got the Deadpool movie that fans deserved and had waited for just recently. So we got it a couple years. I think it was last year or the year before. Yeah, last year. I'm already kind of forgetting. But when did Deadpool come out? Oh, it was 2016. Yeah. The 2016 just feels like so long ago now. So Benioff wrote the character into the script in a manner that Jackman described as fun, but would also deviate from some of his traits. Similarly, Gambit was a character who the filmmakers had tried to put in the previous X-Men films, like I mentioned earlier in my review of The Last Stand. Jackman liked Gambit because he was a loose cannon, like the Wolverine, stating that the relationship echoes that of Wolverine and Pyro in the original trilogy. David Ayer, oh great, he came in and fucked around with the script. He contributed the script. Benioff finished his draft in October 2006. And Jackman stated that there would be a year before shooting, as he was scheduled to start filming in Australia during 2007. And then a writer's strike happened around the same time. James Vanderbilt and Scott Silver were added for a last-minute rewrite, and the movie still didn't get made. Gavin Hood was announced as director of the project in July of 2007 for a 2008 release. Previously, X-Men and X2 director Bryan Singer and Brett Ratner, who directed X-Men: The Last Stand, were interested in return of the franchise. While Alexandre Aja, which is interesting, I actually would have liked to have seen Alexandre Aja's take on Wolverine, if it was R-rated, though. And Len Wiseman also wanted the job. Zack Snyder, who was approached for The Last Stand, turned down the film because he was directing Watchmen. Jackman saw parallels between Logan and the main character in Hood's previous film, Tsotsi. Tsotsi. I don't know if I said that name correctly. Probably didn't. Hood explained while he was not a comic book fan, he realized the character Wolverine. That the character Wolverine, I think, his great appeal lies in the fact that he's someone who, in some ways, is filled with a great deal of self-loathing by his own nature, and he's constantly at war with his own nature. This philosophical bullshit is not why people like Wolverine. Right there from the get-go, that's the problem. You have a director who doesn't like the comics or doesn't know anything about them, isn't a big fan, and thinks the main thing that brings people to Wolverine is his fight within himself, because he's constantly at war with his own nature. What is this, Ang Lee's Hulk? The hell is this bullshit? So the director described the film's themes as focusing on Wolverine's inner struggle between his animalistic savagery and his noble human qualities. He's not fucking Tarzan, I don't give a shit! Hood enjoyed the previous films, but set out to give the spin-off a different feel. Yeah, a feel of utter shit. Yeah, that's the feel he gave you. That's what he gave us. It's just shit. Hood also suggested to make the implied blood relation of Wolverine and Sabretooth into them explicitly being half-brothers, as it helped build up the emotional power of the film. No, it didn't help at all. It made the film feel cliched. It was unnecessary, and I hated it. I hated it. It completely changed the dynamic between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Now, the movie was actually leaked. Yeah, remember that? The leak? The movie got leaked. And apparently I'm allergic to this movie too because it's making my nose run. Yeah, because my nose because the mucus that's in my body is trying to escape. Because even it doesn't want anything to do with X-Men Origins Wolverine. So there was a leaked work print that came out on March 31st, 2009. It was a full-length DVD quality work print of the film without a time code or watermark, but with some unfinished effects shots, a different typeface for titles and casting, and alternate sound effects. It was leaked online, people torrented it, people downloaded it. I wasn't one of them. I didn't even bother with that, because I think back at that time, the only shit that I had to download stuff, I was doing stuff with like LimeWire. Remember that? Now that's just a virus software. It's just a haven for viruses. But yeah, I didn't download it. I didn't do that. But remember all the articles and the craziness at the time. The studio said it would be able to determine the source of the leak using forensic marks in the work print. The FBI and the MPA began investigating the legal posting. Fox estimated the work print was downloaded roughly 4.5 million times by the time Wolverine was released in theaters. As of 2014, Fox estimates that a minimum of 15 million people downloaded it. Yeah, those people downloaded it and then saw it was a piece of shit and didn't go see it in the theater, which is fine. Because, honestly, if your movie wasn't bad, it would not, people would have still went and saw it. Even if the work print did leak, they'd be like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm going to go see it in the theater. I want to see the finished film. But a lot of people who downloaded it, saw that it was a piece of shit, saw it was boring, saw how much it fucked over beloved characters, and then we're like, oh, fuck this bullshit, I ain't paying money to see this. The print contained a reference to Rising Sun Pictures, an Australian visual effects company working on the film. Now, also, the whole thing with Fox saying, oh, it's all these losses, and I love these studios and how just fucking simplistic they think. They think that it's all black and white. Oh, if somebody who downloaded it, they were going to go see it in the theater. No. It's not that simple. Like I said, people download it. A lot of people downloaded it, saw that it was a piece of shit. We're like, nope, not going to see it in the theater. So you weren't going to get their money. So why do they think that each and every download equals a lost sale? That's not the case. So the print contained reference to Rising Sun Pictures, an Australian visual effects company working on the film. The company denied that they had ever had a full copy of the movie. Executive producer Tom Rothman, yeah, because he was still around Fox at the time. I'm sorry, when I think about that guy and how badly he fucked up 20th Century Fox, it just leaves me speechless. It really does. And now he's fucking up with Sony. Now he's just why does this guy still have a job? Why? He's a terrible fucking guy. He's shitty at his job. He's a horrible fucking producer. He's a horrible fucking studio head. Why does he still have it? Because some of the movies that he makes, just luck into a crazy amount of money. He had nothing to do with Avatar. What, Sony thought, oh, he's responsible for Avatar? Bullshit. James Cameron is the only reason why Avatar was as big of a hit as it was. Tom Rothman didn't do shit. So Tom Rothman noted the leaked version lacked the 10 minutes added during pickups in January 2009. However, the theatrical version of the film has no extra scenes that were not included in the leaked work print. Both versions run exactly 107 minutes. So, Tom Rothman is full of shit, as usual. Director Gavin Hood said another ending exists that features the film's villain. I don't know what that ending is, and I don't want to see it, because I don't want to watch anything associated with this fucking piece of shit ever again. The leak was traced down to a Bronx man named Gilberto Sanchez, who had bought an unlicensed DVD copy from a Korean man and later uploaded it under the name Skilligilly. And there was some other guy who also was a reporter at Fox. He did a review of the movie based on the leaked work print, and he got fired. He got fired. It was like Fox News or something, and he got fired for reviewing the leaked work print. And he even told people oh, you can still get it. It's no longer available on torrents and downloads, but there's still places where you can get it. So I thought I might as well review it now. That guy's an idiot anyway. He deserved to get fired. What were you thinking? So, and honestly, that sums up the movie. You're like, hey, X-Men Origins Wolverine. What were you thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck was that? Alright, so here we get into some pros. I'm going to talk about some things about the movie that I liked before I go into the absolute myriad of issues and problems and cons I had with the movie. So, first off, I thought Hugh Jackman's performance as Wolverine and Logan was actually quite good. I thought it was a step up from his performance in X-Men The Last Stand. And, yeah, I mean, he was easily the best thing about it. He tried. He did. He tried. He had personality, he had charisma. There were some fun bits, some little one-liners and some lines that he had that I didn't mind. He's not the problem. Hugh Jackman is not the problem here. I also like Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson. Ryan was perfect casting. When he was there, he's got his swords, he's on the plane, and he's throwing out some quips and being, Wade. It was fun. The fun doesn't last very long, though. But hey, I did like Ryan Reynolds before he became fucking Barakapool and sewed his fucking mouth shut. But, I did like him before that shit happened. The bits of the action with the mercenary teams in the beginning, with Agent Zero, with Wade, with the swords, and that was fun. That's what the whole film should have been. The whole movie should have been the team, the mercenary team. That should have been the whole focus. Then maybe it would have ended with Wolverine getting put into the Weapon X program. Maybe he was tricked. Something happened. and he was screwed over and so on. I would have it be one last battle, one last mission with this mercenary team, and in the 70s or something, and that's what it would be. That's what the film would be. None of this brother bullshit with Wolverine and Sabretooth. If you want to have Sabretooth, that's fine. He can be a part of the team, but he doesn't need to be Wolverine's half brother. So that's honestly, I missed opportunity right there. Because even though some of the casting was like will.i.am, there was some fun to be had there. That was actually a fun sequence. And just nope. Yeah, that was fun, but nope. We're gonna go to this cliched, boring fucking plot that sucks ass, is overcomplicated and convoluted, and we're gonna do that instead. Just talking about this movie just depresses me. It really does. It fucking depresses me so much. Because as a big fan of Wolverine and Deadpool and Gambit, it ass fucks them all. And the only other thing that I liked about it was probably the opening credits sequence. So that was kind of fun to see Wolverine fighting in these different wars and stuff like that. But that's it. That's it. That's all the pros this film has. That's how bad this film is. That's how much of an epic fail this movie is. It only has like 4 pros. And they're not like really big pros to the point where they save the film. They don't save the film. They don't even make the movie tolerable. They don't even make the movie good. It's just like, I didn't mind those things. It's not like I loved them. Now we get to the cons. We have the direction by Gavin Hood, who clearly is out of his league. He had never directed an action film before this, and it's obvious. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's trying to do fancy fucking shots, trying to do multiple different takes with scenes that don't need it. He does not know how to inject real emotion in any sequences. He just flat out sucks. This is a shitty job. This is a bad job. It's a hack job. It's like it was It's like the film was, like I said, like it was directed by a fucking hood ornament. Actually, the hood ornament, like I said, the hood ornament would do a better job. If it's hoodie, directed by a hoodie. The editing is also a mess. The film looks like it was edited by Wolverine's claws. But while Wolverine was sedated or drunk off his ass or something, I mean, there's certain action sequences that just have all these quick cuts and unnecessary shit that just ruins the sequence. I guess it's trying to make it more action-packed, but it's just a fucking mess. I mean, that sums up the whole film. The whole movie is a drunken mess. It's a drunken hot mess. X-Men Origins Wolverine is that slutty chick at the party who has too much to drink and can't even walk straight and like falls down a flight of stairs. That's X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's a fucking drunken slut. And so the editing, I don't know what they were thinking. Is the motorcycle sequence with the helicopter? It's all these different angles and shit. It's confusing. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And then, speaking of what the fuck is going on, the script. The script is easily the worst thing about this movie. David Benioff is supposedly a comic book fan. It doesn't seem like it here. Maybe he's just credited here, but all this other bullshit that was done in the script, maybe he isn't responsible for. Skip Woods' shit-covered fingertips are all over this fucking script, as well as some of these other writers. The story, it's fragmented. It's like one part kind of doing the sort of revenge story with Wolverine trying to get revenge against Sabretooth for killing his girlfriend, which then you find out in this stupid twist that she wasn't dead. She was working with Stryker the whole time, and but she still loves him though. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And she's also a mutant. Great, yeah, wonderful. And this whole sort of Sabretooth is going around collecting mutants. So Stryker can create Weapon 11, which he calls Deadpool. There's a line of dialogue that just made me infuriated. It still pisses me off just thinking about it. Where Stryker is talking about Weapon 11, and he's all like, oh, yeah, he's explaining to Wolverine what he did. He's like, I was collecting your powers for the pool. The Deadpool. I'm like, oh, fuck you! Fuck you, X-Men Origins Wolverine. What the fuck? Are you... What? Do you have a fucking death wish? Do you have a death wish? Because that's the only explanation I could come up with for why you would write that fucking line of dialogue and actually have that in this movie. Do you want Deadpool fans as a giant horde, a mass of thousands of millions of Deadpool fans to come up to your fucking doorstep and blow you to fucking smithereens with fucking assault rifles and chop your fucking dick into little pieces with fucking katanas? Is that what you fucking want? Because that's exactly what you're gonna get, and that's actually exactly what you did get verbally and in written form by fans ever since you did this shit. It's not only bad enough you made Deadpool, oh, he got his name because of some stupid fucking pun. It's not necessarily a pun. It's just a really shitty hack job of writing. It's just a terrible fucking idea. But then you fucking sew his mouth shut, give him Cyclops powers, make it so he can teleport. I understand why, because Deadpool teleported, but he didn't actually have a mutant ability to teleport. And you give him adamantium swords that come out of his fucking wrists like he's Baraka. Or fucking Mortal Kombat. What in the fuck were these writers smoking? What were they smoking? What drugs were they taking? I want to know so I can avoid them. So I can avoid these drugs at all costs. Because that's some bad fucking shit right there. Ah. So, yeah. Fucking the pool. The Deadpool. Fuck off. Fuck you. God. Damn it. So Deadpool gets fucked over. That's not Deadpool. Who the fuck is that motherfucker? It's not that bald-headed bitch. That's not fucking Deadpool. That's some fucking cuts his mouth open after the end credits and goes, shh. Shh. What the fuck? Shh. What? What's this shit about? What? Don't hate. Don't be hating. Shh. No. I'm gonna hate. Because this is worth hating. You ain't silencing me. You ain't sewing my mouth shut. Anyway, so you can see, this definitely does grind my gears. This lights the fire inside me, so to speak. Turns it into a raging inferno. So, okay, they fuck up Deadpool. All right. Then they go in and they fuck up Gambit. He's this fucking lame guy who, I guess, the only reason why he's here is for plot convenience, so he can drop off Wolverine at the 3 Mile Island. That's it. He has a little scene in a casino or a card club or something. Throws his cards at Wolverine. Gets in a little bit of a scuffle with him. And then he shows up to save Wolverine randomly. In which just, obviously was just, the writers just throwing the fans a bone. But that's not the type of bone the fans wanted. They handed them a fucking fossil. Piece of petrified wood. And by petrified wood, I mean petrified dick. Like fossilized dick. Just said, hey, here's your bone. I don't want this fossilized dick. Get this shit out of my face. Then why is Gambit here? What does he have? Why are you even have him in this film if you're going to not do him justice? You even said you weren't going to do that in X-Men The Last Stand. And you have him in this movie. It just doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. Sabretooth is Wolverine's half-brother. They have stupid explanations for why Wolverine got certain things. Oh, Wolverine gets his name from this girlfriend that he was with, this girl who then tells him this stupid legend about some Native American moon thing. It means Wolverine. Kakuatsu. The Wolverine. And then Logan says a really cringe-inducing line of dialogue. Well, Cuckoo Kachu got screwed. There's plenty of lines like that. You got the pool, the dead pool. You got the whole really cliched lines that I predicted that would be said before the movie did it. That's a terrible script. If I'm in my head predicting what your character is going to say, like Sabretooth saying, well, look what the cat dragged in. Really? You went there? Or the whole shit where Wolverine is talking to Blob and he's all like, hey, Blob? Did you just call me Blob? And they're like, how the hell do you confuse Bub with Blob? Are you deaf? Are you so fat that the fat has filled up your eardrums? Like, how the fuck do you confuse those two words? And then, I mean, this bad lines of dialogue, and then you have the stupid fucking explanations for shit, like how Wolverine got his jacket. I didn't need to know that. And the way you explain it is really lame. Oh, he just met this old couple who picked him up when he was running around naked, and they gave him a place to stay, and the jacket is the jacket of this old guy's son, who I guess passed away or something, and the guy gave it to Wolverine. And then Wolverine got a motorcycle from him too. Like, what the fuck? I don't fucking care, really? Was that necessary? The origin of how Wolverine got his fucking leather jacket. No, it wasn't. And the Wolverine is some stupid fucking cuckoo cachoo shit. Ugh. The script is just littered with problems. It's just, if problems were bullets, this movie would be full of this script in this entire film would be full of bullet holes. So many you couldn't even see the fucking picture. So, fuck up Deadpool, they fuck up Gambit, Sabretooth, they kind of mess him up too. I don't like Liev Schrieber as Sabretooth. I personally prefer Tyler Mane. He's actually ferocious. Liev Schrieber comes across to me as a poser, and his performance is terrible. He completely doesn't give anything to it. It's extremely one note, and at times it really does look like he's just sleepwalking through his role. I don't blame him because look what he has to work with, but still, I mean, Danny Huston is another one that especially is terrible. He has most of the lines of dialogue in the movie, and he has no inflection. He has no, maybe not inflection, but he has no, originality or differences in inflection. It's all the same shit. It's all one note, one type of performance. It's like he's on drugs or something. Like he's sedated. will.i.am sucks because he's not an actor. And like I said, Hugh Jackman is trying, but he can't carry this film. They just can't do it. The film has terrible pacing. It has piss poor, slow ass pacing because not much happens in this movie. You have the little bits of action in the mercenary sequence. You have the sort of stuff, little bits here and there, little scuffle between Sabretooth and Wolverine that isn't much of anything. There's a battle There's a little bit of stuff that happens at the facility, which I guess it isn't Alkali Lake. It's some other place in the Rockies. And I'm like, is it Alkali Lake or is it somewhere in the Canadian Rockies? And this is supposed to be part of the same franchise as the previous X-Men movies because Patrick Stewart shows up in a cameo, uncredited cameo role as Professor X, and saves Cyclops, who apparently was kidnapped and was a teenager. And that was handled terribly because out of nowhere, it's just Cyclops in high school. You're like, where the fuck did this come from? It's just, there's no build up to it. It's just out of nowhere, after an hour or so into the film, here's Cyclops. What? And like, I guess he's like Bart Simpson because he didn't follow the rules and he's got to repeat a bunch of shit on a chalkboard. I mean, what's going on here? What the hell is going on here with this fucking movie? And then Patrick Stewart, yeah, he shows up again, but it's the really creepy ass looking Uncanny Valley Polar Express CGI Professor X, which looks just as awful and bad as it did 3 years ago in The Last Stand. And he had this explanation, this stuff that, okay, Wolverine, you know, why did he get adamantium put on his bones? Well, it was just revenge. Really? It was just that? It was just, well, I want revenge against Sabretooth who killed my woman, killed my girlfriend. Really? I don't remember the comic. I don't remember it in the comic being that simple, but, you know, or in the cartoon, but whatever. Maybe if the movie was good, maybe I wouldn't give a shit, but the movie isn't good. So, its issues, they stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah, the pacing is terrible because there's not much action. When there is some, it sucks. Like the stuff with the helicopter, it was just over the top and dumb. The other bits of action, like the stuff where I guess Gambit and there's like a little bit with Sabretooth and where Gambit is, and Wolverine fights him a bit, but it's not much of anything. There's a climax battle at 3 Mile Island, but it sucks. It's just Deadpool, but not Deadpool. It's fucking Barakapool with laser eyes shooting at, and Sabretooth and Wolverine are fighting together, which doesn't make any sense because Sabretooth has killed all of his friends. He's tried to kill him multiple times. And like, we're brothers, back to back. I'm, what the hell? Like, just, why the fuck are you working with him? Brothers or not, you know you can't trust him anymore. And of course, that's what happens later. It's like, Wolverine's like, I'm done with you. And it's like, why weren't you done with him earlier? So, all this build up to getting revenge against Sabretooth, and he never gets revenge against Sabretooth. He never fucking kills the guy. He never does this. It never happens. So why this makes the whole reason why he got his adamantium kind of pointless. And so Wolverine helps out the girl who wasn't dead, who Cuckoo Kaju lady, and apparently she's a sister of Emma Frost, I guess. And she wants to get her sister out of because she's been captured by Stryker. So she's been working with Stryker so she can get her sister out of captivity, and Wolverine helps her out. She ends up dying a tragic death that I don't give a fuck about because I didn't like the character, and I thought the performance by the actress is pretty awful. It was very, 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 really, really just flatlined. Just not, there was nothing to it. And like I said, there's just the battles with fucking Weapon 11. Who gives a shit? Because I don't like Weapon 11. Get him out of my face. Get Barakapool out of here. He can take his swords that come out of his wrists and shove them up his fucking ass. Where they belong. And Stryker, I guess the whole thing, he shoots Wolverine in the head with these adamantium bullets. And that's why he's got amnesia. Doesn't know who he is. Let's just take what is an interesting origin story and let's make it as generic as humanly possible. Make it as slow-paced as possible, too. We'll have wacky hijinks. Wolverine can't control his claws, and he fucking cuts up shit in the bathroom. Ha ha ha! That's hilarious. The fuck is this shit? Any wacky hijinks in a Wolverine movie? The visual effects, like I said, were pretty woeful, especially the CGI claws. And the score, like I said, it's completely forgettable. Completely forgettable. Story sucks. I don't care about the origin aspect. I don't care about the, oh, James Howlett was a kid and his dad wasn't who he thought he was. His real dad was Sabretooth's dad, and he killed him accidentally. Whoa, I don't fucking care. They fought in wars together. It was kind of a cool sequence, but it doesn't lead to much. Wolverine thinks his girlfriend died, and so then he goes in and tries to get revenge on Sabretooth, and he doesn't. No matter he decides, okay, I'm going to do it no matter what. And the only way I can beat him is if I get bonded, my skeleton bonded with adamantium. And then it was just even kind of starts acting like Rambo. Like, point me in the direction, I'll take him out, and all of that. And it just isn't, there's no berserker rage, there's really nothing. There's not really any memorable sequences of Wolverine kicking ass in this movie. They all are just a blur. They're all just a blob, just like the fucking blob in the movie. Featureless. Featureless blob. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't fucking care what happened, because the movie doesn't even bother to try to entertain me. Only time it does is this brief mercenary scene, fun lines of dialogue, and then that ends too abruptly, and then we're left with this fucking bullshit. We're just left with the shit that needs to be flushed down the toilet. But no, they scooped the shit out of the toilet and they gave us that instead. Just talking about this fucking movie gives me a fucking headache. I don't know what else to say about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I really don't. It's a boring, generic, lame, lazy, shitty prequel, origin story, whatever you want to call it. It's the lowest point in the X-Men franchise. It's the bottom of the barrel for Wolverine, and as well as for Deadpool and for Gambit. I mean, this is the moment where I realize, wow, 20th Century Fox does not know what they're doing. They clearly do not know what they have with this franchise. They don't know how to handle it properly. And I had not seen an X-Men film in the theater since X-Men Origins. And actually, I hadn't seen this film since I saw it in the theater. So I thought maybe watching it again, it wouldn't be as bad. No, wow, it was worse. It was much worse. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about X-Men Origins Wolverine, except for rate out of 5 stars. It gets half. It gets a half a star out of 5. I'm only giving that for Hugh Jackman's performance, Ryan Reynolds, the little bit that Wade Wilson had, the little bit of the action in the mercenary sequence, and the opening credits sequence. That's it. Everything else can go fuck off and die, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. This is the movie. This is the movie that Wolverine fans have been waiting for. No, it wasn't. This is a movie that Wolverine fans didn't want. This is the movie that Deadpool and Gambit fans did not want, especially Deadpool. Thank God for the guy who leaked the Deadpool footage on the internet. Thank God for Ryan Reynolds. Thank God for his fans for making Fox get a clue and making them understand their mistake and realize that Deadpool is a very profitable character and that he deserves to be done justice. Because this isn't it. Like, this is the moment that Deadpool fans in unison, we cried in anguish. We yelled at the top of our lungs, fuck you. And we thought we would never get a Deadpool film after this. And fortunately we did. Thank God for that. This still doesn't absolve this shit. It still doesn't make this shit hurt any less. Because it's still as painful as ever to see. To see fucking Ryan Reynolds with his shirt off, bald, Mouth sewn shut. Fucking blades coming out of his wrist. Fucking Barakapool. That never stops hurting. It never does. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what else to say. And I know I've said that multiple times, but I'm really done. I'm done. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. And fuck this movie.